Later, the hockey match is going to start. Right now, the staff are making some preparations. The first round would be the group of teenagers. Later on, the match is going to start. Mr. Yang Haibin, Vice Director of the Beijing Sports Bureau, will be starting this event. He will be the one kicking off today's first match of hockey. Upon the beginning of the match, let's have an interview with Mr. Yang Haibin, Vice Director of Beijing Sports Bureau. I believe that this is a great opportunity and platform for the residents, for the citizens to go outdoors with their kids and enjoy the fun and also enhance their physique in these winter activities. The Winter Olympic Games is about to start, and it's a great time for all of us to feel the Olympic spirit and be part of these sports events. This year, the city of Beijing has held a series of winter sports activities, right? That's true. During this year's public winter sports contest, there are many activities. On the one hand, through organizing some major winter sports event, the citizens can observe high-level and exciting games. At the same time, the citizens can also be part of this, these winter sports events. For example, today's activity held in the Summer Palace. It's a golden opportunity for all citizens to go out and do some sports and enhance their physique. Beijing successfully bid for the 2022 Winter Olympics and Paralympic Games, so I believe that these sports events will enhance the participation of the citizens in sports. So in any major events, we saw athletes competing and fighting on trying to win the honor for the country, but without the participation of the general public, it will still not be complete. Therefore, the popularization of winter sports on the one hand, and on the other hand, to improve the competition result for the Paralympics and Winter Olympic Games are both quite important. I also noticed that some children are participating in these events, and we should consider them as the backup or the next generation of athletes probably in the future. So winter sports and its participation starts with teenagers and start with children, and in the future they will become the hope of China's winter sports and events. And also this kind of popular participation can enhance the industry of winter sports as well. Now the first match is about to kick off. Ice hockey is a very popular game in the Winter Olympic Games. It has the biggest number of participants and athletes and the biggest group of viewers. Many people say that they do not understand the rules of ice hockey because they seem to quite complicated, and probably we can have a better understanding through the observation of this match. There are many differences between ice hockey with other kinds of ball games. You might feel a little bit overwhelmed when you first started watching ice hockey. There are many rules, the penalties, there are minor penalties and major penalties, and free kick or the cancellation, the disqualification from the game. So there are specifications and very complicated rules. In each hockey, there is 3 to 4 referees, and there is 1 chief referee and 2 border referees. Sports fans should know that ice hockey is also known as the walking hormone because there is a lot of conflict and it's a high speed. Therefore, it's very easy to draw people in. However, some people misunderstood that it's okay to fight during the ice hockey, but of course that is forbidden from any kinds of sports event. And ice hockey is not an exception. However, there are some allowance for some physical contact, or you can sometimes even see the athlete bumping together, and they are not fighting. They are doing that within the limitation of the rules. So these kind of body contact is allowed as long as this does not affect the game.
Just now, some of our netizens are proposing their questions. For example, under what conditions can they bump into each other? Now I can give you some brief answers during such sports, these sports people could use their shoulders, their backs, and their breasts to bump into the other athletes. But they cannot jump up in the air in order to bump into the other athletes. By that it means they cannot run too fast to bump into others. And of course they cannot attack from behind their back. Otherwise, those will be some irregular behaviors. And for those irregular behaviors, the referees will consider the severity of those behaviors and have some punishment. For example, 2 minutes or 5 minutes punishment. And sometimes under extremely severe conditions may last for 10 minutes or even canceling their qualifications for further games. And I noticed that some netizens are giving their questions right now. You've been speaking a lot about this game. How can we go to observe such a game, and what shall we look at? For the professional amateurs, if you want to look at and observe the games of ice hockey, you need to look at, for example, backdooring and kicking into the goal. And of course, kicking into the goal is the easiest thing for us spectators. If they could go into this goal, then it means they win. And if there is one goal kicked in, then it was scored 1. And for each game it lasts for 30 minutes. And per 20 minutes it will be one contest. And between two contests there will be a 50 minutes break. During the games, usually there will be no pause. And I see that we have so many spectators. I'm gonna interview them. Are you the parents of some of the athletes? In the ice hockey games, usually there is no pause, as I said, and there is no buffer time. Except there are some major accidents, then the referee will call it an end for a moment. And then if there is a tie between two teams, then there will be some extended time for further decision. And usually on one team there is 6 athletes. Now we could see that we have 5 members, 1 goalkeeper included, and 5 athletes playing the games indeed. Now, on this spot, we've seen so many spectators. Are you the parent of some of the athletes? Yes. I'm part of the, our kid is part of the club, and he has been playing the ice hockey for 5 years. How old is he? 10 years old. He has started playing the game since 5 years old, and since then he has been learning from the club, and in his school he also could have opportunity to play such games. Are you the only parent coming? Yeah, only I am here, and his mother has some other things to attend to, so she couldn't make it here. In your opinion, for your kid to be part of such ice hockey game, do you think it's a good exercise to enhance his body? Yeah, I think to enhance his body and team spirit, those will be very good opportunities to further enhance them. And in the beginning, since he was very young when he started the game, the club said he was too young to be part of the team for some other sports. But for ice hockey, it's very easy for him to attend it as long as he can wear the boots and go on the ice rinks. So since he started, he never gave up. In particular, for a boy, such exercise will be paramount. Actually, the kids usually have a lot of homework nowadays, but during the meantime, if he can go to have some exercise, in particular sports games, that will be very good buffer for them. In the school, the homework is not much pressure for the kids. If he can have very good arrangement of his leisure time, he can make sure that some of the sports will be available. And I think on the part of the parents, it's necessary for us to warn our kids to be a sports person, and when he grows up, such sports activities will be beneficial for even their academic performance, because such academic performance and sports are the same thing in requiring some quality input. And during such sports games, he needs to listen to the referees and the trainers. Thank you. Some of the kids are still warming up. Hello, are you the parent of the kid? You're taking your kid for the games? Yes. How many years had he been playing the ice hockey? 2 years. Playing these sports must be very good for your kid, right? I think for both his body and his intellectual development, that would be very good. This will help him to improve his strength and also his mindset. Do you take him for some exercise almost every week? For 1 week, I take him here for 2 to 3 times. He's part of the team of Tsinghua University's affiliated school. Hi there. Are you tired from exercising this game? I think it's okay. If I'm very skilled at it, it's not gonna be very tiresome. And when you're exercising just now, are you scared? Not really. Why not? Because playing ice hockey for me is very experienced, because I had started from skating. I have played skating before, and then I turned to ice hockey, so that's a very good foundation for me to get it started. The next contest will begin very soon. Now, on the ice rink, all of those kids are energetic actually. And later, this game will come to an end. For the kids group and for the adult group, they are preparing themselves. According to our knowledge through the interview, not long ago, Beijing has just put in place a girls' team for ice hockey for the kids. The youngest is only 9 years old, and the biggest one is about 15 years old. In February this year, this girls' team will be on behalf of Beijing municipality to attend a game in Harbin. In Beijing, ice hockey has been very well received by the general public. You could see how the kids on the rink are actually bumping into the other athletes, including some adults. Ladies and gentlemen, now we're around the Kunming Lake of the palace of the Summer Palace, and now this is the Beijing Public Winter Sports Contest for the third year. And now what you're seeing is the ice hockey games on play. It's the competition between the kids and the adults. It's a mix. People usually cite ice hockey as the running hormone because it has very fast speed, and also there will be some fierce bump between the athletes. That's something to see, really. And now you could see how the kids are actually doing their best to show themselves.
Our viewers asked a question. I heard that the penalty for ice hockey and rules are quite strict. That is true. There are many differences in rules, especially when it comes to penalties. During penalty, there are major penalty, minor penalties, free kicks, and disqualification from the games. So there are specifications for every kind of penalty and punishment. Therefore, in each match, there needs to be three referees. There are one judge in charge that is skating with the athletes, and two border referees in charge of other rulings. The ice hockey match is still going on. We also find some women athletes here. Is your kid one of the athletes? Yes, number 81, the girl. How long has she been practicing ice hockey? For more than 2 years. She's 9 years old and still in primary school. Why do you send your girl to practice hockey? First of all, I think her physical condition is very suitable for doing sports, and she is from the Tsinghua affiliated middle school, and she represented the school team as well. At the same time, we're about to welcome the Winter Olympic Games. I believe that this is a very good opportunity for all of us to be part of Winter Games. So does the training affect her study? I believe that it is important to strike a balance. And during her leisure time, it's a very good way to relax and in some way even enhance her study. So do you send her to the training, or does she propose to do this by herself? She loved the sport. She initiated this kind of activity, and she really loves the sport. And she asked to be part of the team. How many people of your family are here? Both me and her father are here, and we are very faithful audience in all of her trainings and competitions. I believe that you two really care about the healthy growing up of your kids. Do you think that it's worthwhile? I think it's totally worthwhile. It's important to be part of her growth, and she needs our support to grow up happily and healthily. I believe this is also parents' wish to see that your girl grow up healthily and also bring positive energy and happiness to the family. I believe that this kind of happy, growing atmosphere and environment is also a blessing for the family as well as for your parents as well. So your kid is number 81, right? Yes. Good luck to her. Thank you. We just had an interview with a parent whose daughter is a part of this competition, player number 81. Can you point to your girl for us? Okay, this is player number 81. You look very good. So do you feel that the training is difficult, is tiresome? I think it's okay because I really love the sports. How many girls are in the competition? 2. Can you point to the other one? The other girl? Let's zoom in and look at these two lovely girl players here. They've been practicing this event, the sports at a very young age, and they both represent their middle school. Did you fall down during the training? Very often. especially when I first started training. But later, I got better of it, so there's less falling down. I'm no longer afraid on ice because I'm now used to it and better at it. And what about you? I'm also not afraid when skating on ice. As long as you maintain your balance, you can avoid falling down. Our viewers said that these two girls are so lovely and they represent the hope for ice hockey in the future. The ice hockey match is still going on. Let's move aside to see a performing match of ice soccer. After match, the players are claiming their awards. Okay, now let's take another look at these wonderful athletes here. These young athletes, as is mentioned by their parents, they receive training and practice and strengthen their physique, and this does not have negative impact on their study. We have very young athlete here. Hello, how old are you? I'm 6.5. How long have you been practicing hockey? For 2 years. Do you like it? I do. I think it's fun to be part of the competition. How old are you? I'm also 6.5. Thank you. These two young athletes are both 6.5, and they've been practicing ice hockey for 2 years. Now we are entering the arena for ice soccer. Ice soccer is also a fun game. In Song Dynasty, we already had all kinds of winter activities. Ice soccer is a very old sport and upgrade of the Chinese traditional soccer game. In the year 2022, Beijing will be holding the Winter Olympic Games, and ice soccer will become more and more popular. Ice soccer's activity has a playground of 12 meters multiplied by 2 meters. It's a rectangular playground divided into the white color area and the blue color area. And the balls are also in both color red and blue. And the athletes need to use their foot to kick the ball. And there is also a center line. And it's highly competitive and very entertaining. For senior citizens, probably it's not quite advisable to be part of. It's not advisable to be part of hockey games, but I think ice hockey is a very enjoyable and suitable sport for them. In a lot of lakes in Beijing, there are winter activities carried out each winter. People sometimes simply just kicking ice cubes on the ice caps on the ice surface. Ice soccer is an upgrade of that kind of activities. The ball is a semi-round shape. Our viewers asked a question. They want to have a closer look at the ice soccer balls.
It's about 9 centimeters in diameter, and the weight is about 2 kilograms. It's rounding shape, and it looks like the caps of the stove in ancient times in Beijing. Why does it look like the cap of the stove? In the past, when the kids are kicking the ice curls, they don't think it's enough. So then they take the caps and the covers of their stoves at home for kicking. And when everyone started kicking those covers of their stoves, this has become a fashion already. And this is the opposite side of such a ball. It looks like this. And also under this ball, there used to be a running ball so that it can actually slide on the ice, but now we have taken it out. But still, if you kick it on the ice, it will run away. We have received some questions from our netizens. For the ice soccer, how can they score? Unlike the ice hockey, this game is different. The athletes could not have any body contact with each other. and their target is to kick the ball and score. For this game, it has been ended. The score is 7-4. After the development of ice soccer, Beijing citizens really welcomed it. Morning, I come from CCTV and now we are live broadcasting this game. What's your name? My name is Huang Xiaonan. Are you the part of the developers of this game? Yeah, I'm part of the association in Beijing. When you're developing this ice soccer game, how did it happen? In the beginning of the development and planning, we have a retired director called Zhao Shu. And Director Zhao gave a proposal to the association saying that during the Beijing Olympic Winter Games, there should be some games with the Beijing characteristics. So in the beginning, we thought about kicking the covers of the stoves. And then another proposal came saying that such a kicking stove cover game would be a very good choice. And later, together with Beijing Sports University and Xicheng District Sports Bureau, we started organizing a panel, and then we started the development and design of such an ice soccer game. And Mr. Pu Ren gave an official name of this game by introducing how this game came into being. Back to the Qing dynasty, a princess named Si Gege has given the life to this kicking cover game in the royal family. and then how it was spreaded in the general public. So the design of this game is traced back to kicking the stove covers in Beijing. Yeah, for the cover, it's round in shape, and on top of it, there is a hook. If you could use some tool, you could actually lift it up during the cooking time. Now, from the designing phase till now, it's been 2 to 3 years already. And all the citizens in Beijing must have heard about it. How many of them have attended such an ice game? After the official training for 11 sessions, we have trained about over 1,000 people in Dongcheng district. There are about 17 neighborhoods that have been covered by our training. Every year we organize the ice hockey contest in Dongcheng district. It happened for 3 years, and for every session there will be attendance of about 200 to 300 people. And also we organized another 3 games in Yanqing district for ice soccer. That's the invitational tournament, and this year marks the 3rd year. So I could see how you guys are gradually promoting the Beijing game into the world stage. Exactly. Now we are looking at the nationwide transmission. We invite Tianjin, Hebei, Dalian, and Shandong teams to come to Beijing for this game, and gradually we will try to spread this game. Last year, we started going global. For example, Canada and the US, we had some very good interaction with the local people there. Now, Beijing has successfully bid for the 2022 Winter Games, and we really look forward that for such a popular game like ice soccer, it would be actually exhibited during the big world stage in 2022. That's a very good expectation, but I think the key lies in reflecting the customs and culture in Beijing. That's quite an ethnic thing. For example, since it traces back to the royal family of Qing dynasty, that's Man ethnicity games. And it has a history about 300 years. We really want to show such a history and culture with some ethnicity tastes. In addition to figure skating and alpine skiing, I want to show the world that we have ice soccer, which is characteristic and typical of Beijing culture. Ladies and gentlemen, just now Mr. Huang Xiaonan has given us some good introduction about the designing phase and the development of the game like ice soccer. I believe you must be looking forward to be part of such an ice game. Thank you for your introduction. Now I'm gonna give the microphone to one of the spectators. How many years have you been part of the game? 2 years already. To attend such an ice soccer game, it must be a very good exercise way. Yeah, it not only exercises my body, also that's a very good and happy time for me to attend to. And I also want to do my bit to the 2022 games through such a platform. Thank you. Right there, We're seeing the ice hockey games ongoing. Today, the Beijing Public Winter Sports Contest for the third year has attracted thousands of amateurs to actually have a look at the games or be part of the games. We are now in the Kunming Lake of the Summer Palace. Around us, we could see Yudai Bridge and Foqiang Pavilion. All of those are very famous tourist spots. And over there, we have just observed the ice soccer games and ice hockey games, as well as the skating show. And here, for this side on Kunming Lake, you could see all of those people right now preparing themselves for the games coming up. And some of them are actually enjoying their time sitting on such a vehicle on the ice. Some of them are cycling on the ice. While they're skating, I have seen two people now enjoying their time. Hi there, we are now live broadcasting from CCTV. Could I interview you? How many times have you been there? I have been here for 2 times. Have you been here while you were a kid? Never. When I grew up, I started coming here for some ice sports. Now, Beijing has applied for 2022 Olympic Winter Games, and this is really an encouragement for the general public to attend the ice sports, right? Yes, we love it.
When I'm young, I probably would do some skating on ice, but now I'm older, so I prefer this kind of sport. Dear viewers, we saw some very exciting match, and on Kunming Lake, we see the citizens carrying out all kinds of winter activities and winter sports. Beijing will be holding the 2022 Winter Olympic Games and Paralympic Games, thus boosting people's passion for sports on ice. Officials from Beijing Sports Bureau mentioned that this year Beijing will be holding a series of winter games and performance activities and activities on snow, encouraging more and more citizens to be part of the game. Currently, the city of Beijing has trained more than 4,000 personnel to encourage people and help people and train people be part of this sport. I believe that by the year 2022, more and more people will begin to participate in ice sports. That is basically all we have for today's live broadcast of the 3rd Beijing Public Winter Sports Contest. Thank you for watching.